Hello and welcome to the next video of my MSI 2025 preview series. We're going to cover FURIA. Other people call them Fury. They were a very strong team in the playoffs. Somehow, some way, found a way to get things done. A squad that has been all over the place for me in my power rankings and opinion. I didn't think they'd beat Isris. I certainly didn't think they'd beat Payne, and here they are. A very young team. There's a lot of potential here. It's funny that Tatu ends up beating Payne Gaming to get to this moment. It's a fun one. It's a fun team to see at this event. Their hands are going to be full, though. This is in a play-in situation with BLG and G2 and GAM is, that's pretty tough for FURIA. So, before the season started, FURIA was actually ranked first going into the season statistically when I did my team previews. Stats-wise, this team was the best one. Now, of course, I was not going to assume that they were going to be better than Payne and others. I think I had them middle of the road. At the end of winter, statistically, they still ranked second despite not getting out of the regular season and getting to playoffs. Now, the power rankings eventually got affected by that. I finally fixed the power rankings and made them, I feel, a better representation of team strength this past week, which actually dropped FURIA significantly because they didn't make playoffs in winter. Of course, now they end up going to MSI, and it's all going to be swapped back because, well, not swapped back, but when this success, getting to this moment, enters into the power rankings, FURIA are going to be ranked much higher than where they are now. They'll probably, be first or second in LTA South. So, now that we're past that. In top lane, you have Gigo. Gigo had a pretty solid playoff run here. Very aggressive. Found a way to get quite a few solo kills. And this team's makeup is a little different than everyone else thus far. So 2.7 KDA, 65 KP, 7.8 CS per minute, all pretty standard with what we're seeing right now in this meta at this juncture. But a 1.8 ROI and a 6% share differential. He's the one dealing the most damage on this team. He is the one packing the punch, which gets kind of weird because the way the farm is spread on this team is, like, there's a lot of farm just going to the wayside. Like, if your top laner's below 8, okay, that's whatever. Now, your jungler is up near 7. That's higher than, I would say, average. But then Tuts is at 8.1. I use at 9. There's a lot of low farm on this team. A lot of farm is being wasted to turret. That cannot happen at MSI. They have to better utilize their opportunities to get gold. I don't know why they don't have higher farm totals. Somebody's got to get some of this CS. But 1.8 ROI is high, 6% share differential. I mean, that's the sort of stuff we're going to probably see from Koi going into, if you look at Koi last season or even GAM, where their top laners end up dealing quite a bit of the team's damage. 2.84 vision efficiency, best laner on the team, up 302 gold, 163 XP. Had 10 solo kills and 11 champions played in 14 games. Internationally, he is 5-10. Him and JoJo played with Red Canids at Worlds 2021 and MSI 2022. In that event, as you can imagine, he struggled. 1 KDA, 47 KP, 7.6 CS per minute, 125 ROI, 209 vision efficiency. Down 265 gold, had 5 solo kills. So, his hands were full, and into Bin, Broken Blade, and Kiaya, he is going to definitely have his hands full. In the jungle, you have Tatu, a very fun, interesting prospect, somebody that's done a great job in their rookie season, probably one of the better rookies this, in LEC, LTA, LCP. It's a very strong rookie jungler class, but still, Tatu has definitely made his presence known. 3.5 KDA, 75 KP, 6.8 CS per minute. This team, like, the kill participation is definitely weird, the way they end up finding their kills. With all those solo kills in the top lane, that's, of course, going to affect things. But then you look at Tatu and JoJo, those are the two really getting things done on this team. But where are they going? They're going to the solo lanes. IU is left on an island, and we'll talk more about that when IU's stats are discussed. 6.8 CS per minute, 118 ROI, negative 3.8 share differential, all pretty standard numbers there, except the farm is a tad bit higher than normal. 519 vision efficiency. He's the most efficient player when it comes to finding opportunities to place their wards, right? They're setting up objectives well and invading in the right moments to find enemies on vision. We want, of course, great vision. Vision's one of the easy ways to get better results. Now, behind 52 gold, 39 XP at 15 minutes. If you're doing that against Kuroka and you're doing that, well, Jose is a handful, but doing against Kuroka is a thing. I don't know how you're going to do going into a player like well, I would say Levi is going to be is the guy to watch out for, because I mean, we don't know what we're going to get out of Bechuan or Skumand at this. There is an angle there for Tatu to do very well because Bechuan's never been here before. BLG obviously are a star-studded roster, and Bechuan's a great player, but he's never been here before, and Skumand's a rookie. Who knows how he's going to turn out? So there's room there for Tatu to maybe, pack a punch. 7 champions, 14 games, by far the weakest champion pool on the team. Mid lane, you have Tuts. 2.5 KDA, 67 KP. That's okay. 2 out of every 3 kills, but 8.1 CS per minute. Where is all that farm going? It's not going to any of these players. So what are we doing here? We're not maximizing our opportunities to get gold. 1.68 ROI, 2.6 share differential, does deal damage when he does have a chance to. 4 of these players have over 20% gold share. So there is a pretty spread gold and resource allotment when it comes to you factoring in kills and things. But it's like, if this farm was actually sucked up like it's supposed to, and actually like, taken, like the farm's there, take it and do better job, last hitting, etc. They could have more gold to work with. 2.32 vision efficiency, behind 172 XP, 31 gold ahead. When we really look at it, this team is ahead at 15 minutes in gold on average. It's just this mid-jungle duo is going to have to step it up. 1 solo kill, 10 champions, 14 games. Obviously no international experience. IU at the 80 carry role, going into the season, one of the better players in his role. Statistically has been strong for, I believe even last year I had him in my, I feel like, at least for the Hall of Fame database, because I still did like CB Lull and things for that. I may not have made videos, but I still have the data. IU was like one of the better 80 carries. And that's because he plays very statistically sound, more of a KDA player. That usually helps when you're on a shitty team. Now, at this tournament, he's going to have a 3.6 KDA, 59 KP, 9 CS per minute going into it. Now, I understand why he might have low farm. With a 60 KP, he's on an island because JoJo has an 80% KP. When we see the kill participations that different between the 80 carry and support, the support is roaming and getting shit done. Where the 80 carry is weak side, do your thing. And when you have a weak side player, the farm's going to be a bit lower. I understand why he will have 9 CS per minute. It's definitely a unique setup. We don't see a lot of that right now, so far going into this event where the support and 80 carry are so different in kill participation. 1.51 ROI, 0.5 share differential. He's the third. You could argue he's a weak side player, so he's like the third tier carry on the team because he plays smart. He knows not to die and then have relevance in the later stages of the game. 254 vision efficiency, up 105 gold, 136 XP at 15 minutes. 10 champions, 14 games. Support JoJo, by far I think the oldest player on the team. I think he's like 26. Otherwise a very young team. 2.9 KDA, and like I said, that 80% kill participation. He's the one going around the rift, getting things done the most, and then joining Tatu, going to the solo lanes. That's just kind of how it's set up. 0.89 ROI, very high damage divided by gold. Of course, Carry and Cal, slightly higher, but JoJo is aggressive. He is involved. He's going to deal damage. We have some supports that don't deal damage. JoJo does. 1.98 vision efficiency. Okay, he deals a decent amount of damage divided by gold. Not vision efficiency. Vision score per ward placed. Gold, even, XP difference. He's a little behind if he's out of lane. Going to have lower XP. 9 champions, 14 games. Internationally, 5 and 10. 1-2 KDA, 65 KP. And then we look at a 0.48 ROI. It goes to show you the massive difference between the meta of 2021 and 2022 versus now in the way the supports played. That he literally has more, like, twice as much gold as he had damage at those events. And of course, his hands were full against better opponents. 182 vision efficiency behind 380 gold at 15 minutes, I believe. He was with Cheaton in those, so I mean, he was alongside a pretty damn good 80 carry. Coaches ThinkCard. ThinkCard is 4 and 10 as a head coach in North America. So he was the coach of Clutch Gaming when they went winless at Worlds in 2019, I think it was. And then in 2023 was the coach of NRG, that squad that got to quarters, that went on a run in the later stages of playoffs, and you know, they were meh. Kind of makes you think, right? A team that was kind of meh for a while, got to playoffs, just hit the patch right, found a way to win, and carried that into the event. Now, NRG did punch above their weight at 2023 Worlds. The schedule, of course, was a little bit favorable to them, but still, they had to win some, you know, we had to complete at least one upset to be able to get to quarterfinals. Does that mean that I think this team is going to beat BLG? I mean, we have to be realistic here. But, you know, GAM is, of course, the team that everybody's going to say, hey, GAM is the litmus test here. If we beat GAM, we feel good. If we lose to GAM, we feel bad. That's kind of what I assume the you know, LTA South fans are going to feel. Those watching this video are going to feel. You know, they're trying to, you know, beat GAM. But G2, I think, you know, they have better players, you know, especially in the solo lanes. But is there an angle there? I mean, maybe. Maybe it depends. If Skuman isn't built for this, and Tatu is, I mean, you have an angle. I mean, you have an angle. I'm not saying it's a favorable angle, but it's an angle nonetheless. And, I mean, the thing is with young players, you don't know what you're going to get when the, you know, bright lights are on. You know, this isn't a domestic, you know, split, you know, championship, this, that, and the third. Now they have more domestic titles, so they mean even less than they did before. You know, this is the big stage. You're going to be, like, in the way it's formed, like, you are against, like, Tuts is against Knight. Like, this is no joke. This is some serious business going on in the mid lane. And, you know, this team is going to have to take this event and take the opportunity to scrim better teams. I mean, I imagine a lot of LTA North teams are going to be scrimming. That's going to give them new scrim partners, etc. for, you know, a couple weeks. And that's going to be extremely helpful, you know, to development. The young players need to develop. That is Tatu, Tuts, and Ayu. They need this opportunity, and they need to take something from it. Regardless of results, you need to see growth. Them be better from day 1 to day 4. Like, they need improvement. Improve throughout the event. Use what they learn. Take it back to LTA South and do a good job. Because, like I said, statistically going into the season, this team was strong. So, stats didn't lie, I guess. You know, I kind of doubted the stats. And, you know, for me to doubt the stats is definitely something, right? Because I'm the stats guy. But it was kind of like, well, I mean, maybe the stats are a bit screwy right now. I don't know how this is going to really work out. And in the end, this team got here. So, that is crazy. That is crazy. So, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.